Hello, my name is Taluka from Markers and Minions, and this is my Facebook group. Welcome. I approved a whole bunch of people yesterday and today, so welcome to the group. Take a moment to read the pinned post with the group rules, and be sure to check out the files and the photos and the videos tab for a bunch of neat resources and ideas. And then also, if you have a specific question about something, try using the search button, the search bar within the group, and then just type any kind of keyword for whatever you're looking for, and it'll pull up all the discussions we've ever had on this group pertaining to that topic, so you'll get some good insight that way as well. If you're not able to watch this live, this will be archived in that videos tab that I was talking about. And then I also upload it to YouTube, so it'll be on my YouTube channel, which is, if you search Markers and Minions, you'll find it. And then it also goes onto my website, which is markersandminions.com. So I just finished a new blog post, and that's on my website, and it's all about writing in Benchmark Advanced, which is what I really struggled with last year and a large part of this year. So I really, the last, I guess, month or so, I've been, like 2 months, I've been really analyzing not just writing in the upper grades, but also trying to see the progression and learn more about like K and 1 and in terms of writing and phonics and just the kids' overall abilities and what's expected of them. So I have that new blog post up. It's all about navigating that component of Benchmark and what I found in my research the last couple months. My writing booklets are done as well. I made those, I first started making those for 3rd grade to help me tackle the writing portion of Benchmark, because that's the part that I was really lacking in and skipping a lot of. So I made the booklets for my grade, and then ended up making them for 4th, and then 5th, and then 2nd, and then I just finished 1st grade today. And so seeing how the writing is different in K and 1 and how it really jumps to once they get to 2nd grade was really interesting for me. All right, so so that's a little bit why I've been kind of more interested in primary at the moment. I've never taught primary, and I've certainly never taught Benchmark to primary. So, but it's through just my recent, reading about the standards, the writing standards, and then making these booklets that it's made me want to kind of open up more with primary. And so my last video was for K1, and tonight I'm going to attempt planning for 1st grade. Now, I made planning templates, which is how all this crazy stuff ever started. I made these planning templates just to help others. And I made them for 2nd through 6th. That kind of all the Benchmark follows the same format for 2nd through 6th for the most part. And then I tried to make them for K1. And then somebody in the group, she downloaded them and she put her own twist on them and basically revised them for me from a Kinderlens. And then I adapted mine, and so now it's awesome thanks to you. I think she's watching, or will be watching. So this template is free. It's one download, so it's K through 6. It has a unit planner, which I'm not even going to try tonight with 1st grade, and then a weekly breakdown. So I'm going to try for Unit 6. I was planning on Unit 5. I don't have the actual hard curriculum. I teach 3rd. So I printed out all these, like here's those skills at a glance, and then there's also this view too. So I printed this all out on Friday thinking I was going to plan Unit 5. But then I did a poll this morning, and it turns out most of you are on Unit 6 or are going to be starting Unit 6. So I'm going to try that. So I'm going to be changing screens a lot. I've got the online curriculum pulled up. You know what? I need my clipboard. I think I took it to my classroom. I'll use this, my old planner from a couple years ago. Okay, so this is what I'm using. This is what I'm looking at. It's on my TPT. So this is going to be Unit 6, Week 1. So Week 1 has 2 shared reads, and that's in the My Shared Reading book. And that eventually becomes the text for close readings, the magazines, the small readers that is commonly referred to in the group. It's basically with those student texts where the kids are supposed to be applying skills and annotating or responding to it in some way. And there are also the mentor reads. Those, let me see, are those the big books? Yeah, I think those are the big books. So you've got, let's see, for Week 1, we've got 4 different texts. Hey, Jess. Long time no see. The weekly view, but what was the other sheet? Okay, let's see. So this is for Unit 5. This is on the website. It might be in your physical TRS somewhere, but this is what I found when I went to this. On the website, if you filter by grade level and unit and by week, you'll find weekly presentations. And the weekly presentations is what has all your organizers or student charts or things like that. You've seen this one, Jess? Is this not what you're talking about? So anyway, that's the first page of the weekly presentations. This one, where did I find this? This was just on the online TRS. So I opened up, I went to first grade Unit 5, because I thought I was planning Unit 5, and then Week 1, and then I clicked on the online version of the TRS, and this is the first thing that popped up. It is more, I think it's more detailed than this one. Excuse me. Because I printed this out, which is normally what I'll print out for when I'm planning for myself. But look, it just kind of, for some of the things, it just says objectives. I don't know. I thought I might need both, but now I have none because I'm planning Unit 6, so we'll see. Now I have nothing. Okay, so the mentor reads are the big books. Yeah, it's in the TE. Okay, so what do you use? You know what? I wrote this back in the summertime when I made these. Up at the top, I wrote Week 1 has 2 shared reads and 2 mentor reads, and the mentor reads are the big books. The shared reads are for phonics and fluency, which now I'm thinking, I don't know about that. The mentor reads are for close reading and comprehension. Don't you do close reading and comprehension in the shared reads, my shared reads book, my shared reading? So I think I have this kind of switched. Shared reads are also big books. Maybe for, is that for kinder or for, you teach first. What about just the little student, maybe this is something that has changed since we did the adoption, but I remember 3 years ago when I was on the committee, I saw that it was student text. It wasn't a big book. It was My Shared Reads, and it was purple for first grade, and I thought they could write in it. Thought it was consumable. Annotate shared reads. Okay, so I'm going to note that here. Annotate on shared reads. Yes, the shared reads are big books, and also in the small books the kids write in. Oh, okay. So you have it as a big version and the kids have it as a small version and they can write in that. Cool. Okay. So you guys are going fast. I think I got it. All right. So I'm just gonna have to reword that then on my template. So for the shared reads, for Unit 6, Week 1, it says, the first one is called Not So Scary. I hope that Unit 6 is fun for you guys, because in 3rd grade, I'm not a fan. My grade level's not a fan of the stories for Week 2 and Week 3. Maybe it's Week 1 and Week 2. There's like 2 weeks in our Unit 6 that we just don't even want to do. Just use the readers. Okay, and then this other one is called The Strongest Things. That's a poem. And then you've got the 2 mentor reads, The Boy Who Cried Wolf. And The Ant and the Pigeon. Oh my gosh, I've been spelling pigeon wrong my whole life. Okay. All right, I'm going to flip back to you guys. Unit 6, Jess says, I'm really hoping it'll help a few of my kids think about their actions and learn from their mistakes. Which brings me to the essential question. What can we learn from a mistake? So in 3rd grade, I'm assuming in 1st as well, there's going to be a lot of, it seems like it with The Boy Who Cried Wolf. There's all the texts have like, theme or a lesson that we're supposed to focus on, or a central message, it's called in some grades. Okay, now I'm going to go to my Week 1 view. And look at the phonics. So it looks like the focus is long I. Where can I find the review? There's so many typos on the online TRS. Okay, it looks like a review phonics skill would be 3-letter blends at this point in the year for you guys. I'm going to put a question mark next to that. 3-letter blends. And then soft C and G. Okay, there's definitely not enough space on my template for this. And long I with final E. So do you do a review every day? Like realistically, do you get to the phonics review every day in your read aloud and shared reading? Yeah, it is. It is tricky. I think I found three. So it looks like long I with final E. And that was on Monday. No, wait, I lied. That was on Tuesday. Mondays was soft C and G. And then there's S blends too, apparently, Wednesdays. Okay, this is not going to be a pretty planning template. And then there's 3-letter blend review on Thursday and Friday. Okay. Now you also have 1,000,000 high frequency words. A little bit every day, I think. Oh no, are those the same? Yeah, okay. After call her large. Why would they not have high frequency words on Thursdays, but they have it on every other day? Okay, I'm scrolling down for week 1. This is the For Your Mentor Read Aloud 1, The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Lexile 590. The Ant and the Pigeon, Lexile 620. Okay. We switch screens. So we read the shared read twice. I have a review on my daily Smartboard lessons. We review for a short time. If students are struggling, I review in my small groups. To be quite honest, we try to get to the reading, the shared reading, but not always annotating. Darlene, I only get to review on day 1 and then focus on the current week's skills. I have asked my students to see if they can find previous high-frequency words and previous phonics patterns as we read new stories. That seems more doable. Like if you have to cut, because there's so much that kinder and first is expected to do more every day than us, it looks like. You have a ton of lessons, so if you had to cut some out, I think that would be a good tip that she just shared. So the high frequency words are in the decodable on Thursday. Okay. I see. So in that decodable, maybe I should write a space for that, is Why Kittens Hide and Grapes on a Vine. So do you have those as consumable books, or are those the ones where you have like a set of 7? I think those are not consumable, right? Okay. So looking at day 1, looks like we've got, after your unit opener, there's your review phonics, soft C and G, and then you've got your first read aloud, which is listen and retell to key details for The Boy Who Cried Wolf. So key details. Which is, okay. Let's see. How do your kids do with the key details in first grade? And then they have to write an opinion. Okay. Okay, you can order them as consumables, the decodables. Set of 6. Okay, so you have a consumable and a small group set. Jumping in late, but are you referring to kinder? I'm referring to first grade. I'm doing first grade right now. Unit 6. Getting better every day with key details. Good. Jess, what I've noticed is listen and retell key details is all the way across most weeks. I realized that as I was going through with your writing, like breaking down your writing each time, and whenever I would click on the daily breakdown, I would see that key details thing. So do you have what are some of the other skills you focus on? 6 to 7-year-olds just naturally want to tell you everything. Keelan says in kinder, key details is solid on 85% of students. Like solid, like they get it? All right, I'm confused again. So now Galen's on. She's the one that helped me revise my template. So we have the shared reads, mentor reads, and the writing. The mentor read, your skill is key details, which it looks like Jess said, it looks like that's going to be every day for the most part. And then the focus, the shared read, is the not so scary and then the strongest things. Let me find that. Let me go back to day 1. So with not so scary, yeah, so it is. I see why I put the shared reads are for phonics and fluency, because it looks like it says focus on rate and pacing, modeling print concepts, and then reviewing phonics. So the question mark for print concepts, and then soft C and G. Okay. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Just in central message. So this is what I have so far. Let's go to day 2, see if we're doing this right. So here they're going to annotate. Day 2 is an annotating day. It's page 14. So they have to look for characters doing the right thing. Key details about doing the right thing. Okay, and then you've got in your mentor read, so this is kind of like your vocabulary focus. That's what we call it in upper. So it's context clues. And then you've also got your close read focus, which is describe characters. Now in third grade, in our grade, the vocab focus, the context clues or distinguished shades of meaning, that doesn't show up every week. Is it the same in first and kinder? All right. So shared reading in K is basically just tracking, listening for teachers' fluency, pulling out the spiral review randomly of sight words and phonics. We do teacher read on day 1 and student books on day 2. Okay, so that makes sense. So this is teacher read. And then, yeah, I have annotate. So like the student read is day 2. That makes sense. All right, day 3. I'm a lot slower in this grade. So now you've got the strongest things. And it looks like you're focusing on rhyming words. And then you're reviewing S blends. Mentor read, you're doing 2 skills, it looks like. You're doing key details, or key events rather. No, key details. Wait, the ant and the pigeon, that's fiction though. But it's called key details, not key events. I'm gonna write key events. And then sequencing. Yeah, and then your writing says write about a key event. So that's just, I think that's just a mistake in the TRS. Write about a key event. Okay. Thanks, Jess. Yeah, in weeks 2 and 3, it's the extended read. It's the same for grades 2 through 6 also. Week 1 is the only week that's different. Like in week 1, we've got short reads, and then the rest of the weeks we've got extended reads. So that's a similarity. Okay, day 4. And a lot of people shared that, like, there's always that last lesson, which is phonics, but a lot of people shared that they move that to the top. Okay. And they're going to be annotating key ideas about knowing what is right. I can see how you'd really be able to teach, life lessons, Jess, in this unit. And then it's central message for your mentor read. And for writing, you're writing about the central message. So the writing's always connected. I love that. Okay, here's where I am so far. I'm almost done with week 1. Woo! Okay, day 1 is always retell key details, and day 5 is compare and contrast the mentor and extended read. Okay, cool. All right, so that's another good pattern. Lessons, ours isn't broken up by day, but ours is broken up by lessons, so it's lessons 1 through 15. And the first few lessons around the first story is key details or key events. And then day 5 is always comparing and contrasting too. So that's something the kids will see throughout all the grades. So that's nice. Okay, for not so scary, I'm going to review characters and adjectives, which was your language focus. And then you are comparing and contrasting the characters in both the texts. And then you're writing to compare the central message. It is hard though because we test on day 5, so I know some people don't get to it, but I've moved compare contrast to day 4. I struggle with the same thing. Weeks 1 and 2, our assessments are shorter. They're only 10 questions. Now in the beginning of the year, that takes forever. It's at the point now where we're quicker with that, so we're able to do more of the compare contrast lessons. But I'd say of all the reading lessons, the comprehension lessons for the year, that's the one that I've left out the most, unfortunately. So you can move it to day 4, possibly. Okay, so here's my finished week 1 for Unit 6. Whoa. And I don't know if you guys are benefiting from this. It's helping me learn, so thank you. But if this is helping you, then I can, rewrite it so it's not messy, and then post pictures of it for you all. So when you do get to Unit 6, it might be easier to, glance over the week. All right. I think I'll do week 2 and then I'll stop. I won't do week 3. I want to do week 2 though because there's such a big difference in the upper, at least, between weeks 1 and weeks 2 and 3. So I want to see if there's that huge jump. Okay, cool. Thanks, Candace. I'll post it for you. All right. So let me go back to week 2. And then let me go back to my unit overview. I wish I had a hard copy. Okay. So shared read, Pete saves the day. Here's another mistake in my template. Where did my second line go? I will fix the template too. Pete saves the day and dog and his bone. And then your extended read is why the turtle's shell is cracked. That greedy turtle. Okay. So for phonics, you've got long E and long U and inflectional endings. That's a lot. Mm. Mm. And your inflectional endings are ED, ING, and dropping the final E. ED, ING, drop final E. Okay, you have context clues again this week, it looks like. All right. How do I go back? There we go. Week 1, week 2. Okay, so your review is a million things. Vowel, consonant, vowel, syllables. When is that even a review from? Long I and E. Long E and long U are also a review, even though that's your skill this week. And then R blends. And then your high frequency words. House, long, off, and small. Okay, here's another mistake in my planner. You're not going to introduce the new unit in week 2, so that can go away. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm just catching up with comments. Thank you, Sherry. Yeah, the planning template is on my TPT store, and it's free, and it's one of the top 4, so you don't have to go scrolling through all that other stuff. I agree. She says, it's so much. If I did it all, I could never have time for small groups. Plus, the time frames they have do not match. The lessons take longer. Yeah. Same in upper. Definitely. It took me a while, but it definitely was a transition to be able to pull away from whole group and then get into those small groups and really teach those concepts. But I wasn't able to get to my small groups if I was doing like my 30-minute lesson or my 45-minute lesson even. And so I kind of had to shorten them in my own ways so that it really truly was like a mini lesson, like 15 minutes. And that way I could really start focusing more on small groups using texts that were at their levels, because it looks like for you guys too, the texts are just so high. So it's nice, it's good when they have that model when we're teaching it, but then they really need that practice, right, in those small groups. So I feel you on that. Definitely have to cut stuff out here and there to make it work for your time frame. Okay, all right. So shared read number 1 is the teacher, and it's going to be Pete Saves the Day. And teachers, you're going to focus on fluency and all that. But then you're also going to review commas in a series, and then your phonics. Okay. Then your key ideas. Why does it say key ideas and not key events? So you're focusing on the lesson, maybe? Key ideas. All right, and then your writing is write key events. And then shared read number 2, day 2, annotate, is going to be, here's your context clues. Are they annotating this part? No. That's for your extended read. That's why I'm looking at the wrong thing. A key detail about learning from a mistake, which it should be a key idea, right? I don't know why they changed the words. Key detail or idea about learning from a mistake. In your extended read, you're going to do context clues for your vocab focus and sequencing again. So that's a review. That's a spiraling one. Actually, both of these spiral. And then your writing is diary entry. Okay, here's where I'm at. Let me read comments. Crystal says, sometimes it's key ideas, key details, or key events. We've got key details for nonfiction and key events for fiction. But I've never seen key ideas. Okay, day 3. You have a fable, dog and his bone. And you're going to focus on morals. The genre feature of a moral. And then your phonics review are blends. For your extended read, context clues and character. And then your writing is write an opinion. My shared reading is so difficult for my low kids. They struggle so much with the text. Are they really getting anything out of annotating something not at their levels? Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like saying too. We have our whole class lessons. We don't use shared reads. We use Text for Close Reading book, and that has our shorter reads and our extended reads. It's all in that book. It's all consumable for the kids, and we use that for our whole class lessons. And they're supposed to, annotate with me. But then it's hard for them to do it on their own because the Lexile, the complexity of the text is pretty high. So I always have them do it with a partner. But then when we get into our small groups, that's when I really try to get them to do it independently at their level. So the shared read is to read to them, and the echo read. We annotate together. Yeah, so it's modeled, it's guided rather. For instance, I will say, who can find the word that has a soft G? And then someone will share, and I will use a highlighter tape to show it. Then the kids will highlight in their book. Oh, thanks, Jess. All right, day 4, almost done. And then since I'm not going to do week 3, if any of you have this template, if you wouldn't mind doing week 3 and then taking a picture to upload to the group, that would be helpful. And if no one does it, don't worry. I can eventually do it. Okay, dog and his bone. Here's where the kiddos are annotating. I'm so excited to kind of fix my errors and revamp this a little bit. Annotate key details about doing the right thing. And the extended is understand the central message. And then they're writing a narrative. That's day 4. Okay, I'm going to do day 5, then I'll hold it up and I'll read comments. Reviewing problem and solution. So which shared read do you do for day 5? Does it not matter? Or does it just depend on the week? So for this one, it's saying use Pete Saves the Day again, which was shared read number 1. Problem and solution. And then you review commas in a series again. Your cross-text connection is you're comparing the central message. And then your writing is a response to the essential question. Now that they've studied how they can learn from mistakes, they respond to it. Okay. Hi, Elise. I hope you have a great week as well. Thanks for saying hi. She teaches 3rd. Okay, so we do 1 again. So this is it always going to be shared read? Number 1? I'll go ahead and add that in if that is right there. Thank you, Julia. Okay, thank you, Sherry. It's been a great help. All right, friends, I'm going to stop there with week 2. I wouldn't even know how to fill this out as a K1 teacher because you have so many skills. I mean, I could plug in some of this stuff. I'll try because it would be really useful to have a 1-page overview of the entire unit as well for K1. I'll try to make something that works or see if it's adaptable. Sound good? Yeah, so day 5, that's a good point. I should probably also add in there at some point, day 5, assess. That's so much in one day. Yeah, I've noticed that. The writing is definitely different every day. I learned that when I was making the writing booklets. But it's a writing in response to whatever reading task is done that day. So it piggybacks. Once they hit 2nd grade, they have 1 prompt for the entire week, and it's a long writing prompt, and it's either opinion, narrative, or informational, and they have to either refer to one of the texts from the week or both texts plus research and outside text, and they have to bring that evidence in. So this way, it's kind of just, it piggybacks off of whatever's taught that day instead of just like reading it and then saying, okay, here's your weekly prompt, make it work somehow. Thank you, Chris. Okay, I'm glad this is helping. So Sherry says the daily writing doesn't match the unit writing test or prompt. Right, same with us, because they want, so also in second grade, what happens is the kids start getting a teacher prompt and a student prompt. And you're supposed to do the teacher prompt and teach writing using a separate prompt, and then they have to apply what you've learned in your writing mini lesson to their student prompt. So it purposely is different so that they are, making their own ideas and not kind of copying your ideas. So that's how it is on the assessments as well. It's different. They're supposed to be able to answer it based on what you've taught. I noticed that on our tests, the writing tasks on the assessments are easier than the writing we do throughout the week. Candace says, I love the writing in first grade though, because it's giving our little ones exposure to so many types of writing to prepare them for future grades. Yeah, exactly. In fact, I'm going to post a link to the blog post that I just wrote about the writing and how following Benchmark's writing has really helped me expose my kids to all the types of writing, because before, is it not going to let, oh yeah, I will let me, here we go. Did that go? Before, what I would do is focus on one genre for several months even, and whatever my district was testing that trimester, which is I think what a lot of us did. And then by the end of the year, and I talk about this in the blog post, by the end of the year, I was like, say we usually did narrative in the first trimester. By the end of the year, I don't know if they really remembered how to write a narrative. So at least this way, when they're expected to kind of spiral each day or each week for us, they're gaining that exposure, and hopefully it's going to really stick, really be able to apply it. But it's tricky at first. It really is. It feels like you're jumping around and you can't get all the pieces together. But then once you find your groove, it becomes easier. Elise, on a different note, I read your response about Unit 6 for our grade. I will try to pull in other resources to spice it up. I'm loving Unit 5, and I've pulled in cool science STEM projects, and my kids started the app design project. Their ideas are so cute and cool. I'm a huge dog advocate, and if you are looking to do something around that, awesome. You're going to love this. On Newsela, there's a web article recently that I found, and it's how Alexander Graham Bell developed the telephone with the help of his dog. And so that was a fun text that I pulled in last week. But yeah, see if you can find something for Unit 6, because the Unit 6 texts are just for third grade. There's the Three Spinsters, and we didn't like that last year. And then there's Dr. Know-All, which completely, it was so hard to teach because they didn't understand the story. Let me find that Newsela article and I will send it to you. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna log off, and I'll rewrite this later tonight so it's neater. And then I'll make a new album for Unit 6, and then any Unit 6 ideas can just be shared in that. So if one of you guys do take on the task of doing week 3 for me, just snap a picture of it and then upload it to that album versus putting it onto the the group's wall. That way, later down the line when other teachers are doing Unit 6, they can just click on that album and find plans and pictures and ideas. All right, thank you. Glad this was helpful. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Oh, is it next week, the February 3rd? What's the date? I don't even know the date. The 28th. Yeah, okay, so next week I'm not going to do a live video because it's the Super Bowl. This Is Us, which is what I'm really looking forward to. And then the week after that, I'm not going to do a live video, I don't think, because I think I'm going to be traveling. But who knows? I might be sitting in my hotel room and want to hop on, so we'll see. All right, guys, thank you. Bye.